Let me just make sure.
Perspective from the white guy that doesn't really have the problem. You know, it's just the last week or so watching what's been going on, and of course we've been watching it for a while now, a year and a half, and of course there's been no convictions in a lot of this violence and all the violence that's been going on, and it's actually increased. The first 6 months of this year, there's more police killings than there was last year. I don't know if Brandon, if that's one of the statistics that you found, but it's my understanding that it's actually increased. So what we're seeing is an increase in the violence against from police, and we're not seeing any accountability. And you know, I think right before Dallas, someone put up a meme that that had a list of all of the black men and women that had been killed by police, and not one conviction. And I just thought to myself, you know, this is not going to go on forever. This can't go on like this forever. Something's going to happen, and don't be surprised if something does. So, and then, of course, Dallas happened. Now we have, of course, you know, an individual. You know, I don't know what we know exact motives are. You know, we taking for granted what we're being told by the investigators on the scene, and I think in a tragedy like that, we tend to give them the benefit of the doubt. At least the media does. So you know, it's been a week where everybody is sitting up and taking notice, including folks like Donald Trump. Their responses aren't necessarily what we want to hear, but I don't know what, you know. Something that was said in an interview on NPR with Patrice Cullors and Alicia and the other, I forget her name, the other founder of Black Lives Matter. And the last question they asked was, what do you want, basically? And two things, I think it was Patrice that said, might have been Alicia, that said, basically, we want defunding of police departments that are, you know, having these issues, and also a little truth and reconciliation. And that's always something that's sort of been in the back of my mind, is that this country has never fessed up to what we did as white people, as white Europeans. And you know, South Africa isn't the best. It can be, of course not. Nothing is. But at least they had the guts to actually have a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And I have a feeling that if it would go a long way if we would actually, you know, stop having a conversation. I like this conversation that everybody wants to keep having. Well, let's converse about that. Let's converse about what this country was built on and admit to it, you know. And maybe then we can start having a conversation about healing those wounds if we admit that we've made those wounds.